Yo, it's your boy, Trader Mayne. Hope everyone is doing good. I wanted to get this quick little update out for you guys. I know I've been posting a lot in Telegram, on Twitter, all sorts of places, but YouTube videos, always the move, always the easiest to give you guys the updates. I'm headed off tonight down to the States, gonna head to Florida, spend some time with my mom and my family for the holidays. So I hope all of you guys are gearing up for the holidays. I know that the markets are volatile and right now a little bit shitty. So I know it can be stressful to step away, but I cannot impress on you enough the importance that it is to take some time away, reset, and enjoy quality time with your family, because family, friends, whoever your family is, if you're lucky enough to have loved ones, spend some time with them, right? Because that's kind of stuff you can't get back. You can always make money. The charts aren't going anywhere. The volatility is not going anywhere. And, time with your family and loved ones, especially right now, super important. And as an old crypto boomer Mayne that I am, I can only tell you that it just goes by even faster. Older you get, the years just start flying by, bro. So let's talk about the charts. Bitcoin, pretty big correction, but really, like, this is a 7% candle. Now, if you look at the previous bull run, we had more than one, right, double-digit pullback here, right? This was the most aggressive one, 30%, and that's on Bitcoin, okay? Look at what your altcoins are doing right now, okay? Now imagine if Bitcoin pulled back 15, 20%. It's possible, right? Same thing here. Altcoins will get shellacked. Now, what we really need to see, obviously, for our alts is Bitcoin dominance kind of come through with that lower high here that I wanted. It came up to the zone. We really want to see this. There's your break in structure. Here's your retest of the order block. I want to see this thing fucking roll over. Because if it doesn't, and if Bitcoin dominance goes on to make a new high, well, it can mean two things, okay? Thing number one, I'll talk about the good news first. Let's assume that the bottom's already in or it's close. Bitcoin doesn't go much lower. And then this thing rolls over. That means our alts are going to crush, okay? Our alts are going to crush. The bad news is if this rolls over, right? There's 4 scenarios. Yeah, okay. Scenario number 1, Bitcoin goes up, this rolls over. Altcoins do good, okay? Scenario number 2, Bitcoin goes down more, but this rolls over. Alts will hold up better than Bitcoin, meaning maybe Bitcoin goes, let's assume this is the low on Bitcoin at 92. Maybe Bitcoin goes like this, right? And then up, and altcoins, this is the low on alts, they do this, okay? That would be scenario number 2. Now the bad scenarios. Or no, not this. No. Now another good scenario, but potentially bad for alts. Now, let's assume the bottom's in already on Bitcoin, or it's close, and Bitcoin goes up like this, but this breaks high. What that means is Bitcoin is likely going to fucking fly, which is good, but altcoins are going to underperform, and they will not keep up. You're going to see alt BTC pairs get fucking smoked, okay? Just look at what happened to ETH BTC over the last few days, right? Even though the whole market's down. Now imagine if the market goes up. The final scenario is this goes up, but Bitcoin continues to trade down. That is worst case Ontario, as we say up here in Canada. And that's basically what we've been seeing over the last 2 days. Bitcoin's going down. It's down like 10%. Alts are down 20, 30, 40%. That's the worst case scenario. Worst case scenario is this goes higher and the whole market continues to sell off. All right. Now, what's the good news here on Bitcoin? I think we've had a decent correction here. I don't love this. Like, the daily looks better, right? We've got a nice sweep there. So that looks okay. But we've got these lows here that still have yet to be run. So that's slightly concerning that maybe we get one more push down and then that's the low. And again, depending on what Bitcoin dominance does, one of those 4 scenarios that I outlined along with Bitcoin itself, that's going to dictate to you what you should be doing with your altcoins. If you want to hold altcoin leverage longs, you think you long the bottom, well, that might not be the bottom if Bitcoin dominance doesn't roll over, okay? So this could be it. We've run low. We've had a decent correction here, or we could have another rip down here, okay? In my eyes, the best case scenario is this is either the low or one more slightly low, but Bitcoin dominance goes down. That's what I want to happen. So a lot of these alts, which have already pulled back, like ETH came all the way to 3K again. Like a lot of these alts came pretty fucking low. And I would hope that, you know, kind of the worst is over. But again, we'll have to see. We got to see what Bitcoin dominance does. Unfortunately for you, being someone who's been in crypto a long time, Christmas usually is actually quite a volatile time for cryptos. Anyway, so maybe this is it. I don't know yet. What do you want to see on the lower time frames, right? You want to see this break structure here because right now we're basically in the first trouble area, right? So there's your order block that made the lower low. You can see we came just shy. Now we're up into it again. So you really want to see this break this high here, in my opinion. And then there's a pretty good chance that maybe we do something, you know, like this, and then a higher low, and then we're good again. We're Gucci. The alternative situation is this isn't the higher low, and we get one more deeper pull down, and we challenge this. Maybe we even make a slightly lower low, and then we go up again. But I'm hoping the worst of it's over. I'm hoping. I don't know yet. It's too early to tell yet, unfortunately, but I'm hoping the worst of it's over. It's really going to be a key Monday based on how ugly stocks were to end the week to see what happens with SPX on Monday. So we'll get into that in a minute. But Bitcoin looks okay right now. I'm not fully convinced. I'm much more interested in watching Bitcoin dominance, seeing what goes on there. There is no spot premium right now. It's the weekend. It's Christmas week. Does that mean the ETFs are not going to be bidding? Sailor's not going to be bidding? I don't know. Lots of variables. So for the average person, if you didn't long the Pico Schmico lows here, right, and you're not in some very comfy positions or you're not short from much higher, this might not be the highest, you know, hit rate spot to be opening a new trade. Yes, you could average into longs. You can buy the dip because you think we're eventually going to end higher because you're probably right. But if you're trying to just relax and enjoy the holidays, you know, aping into a position when there's a lot of uncertainty maybe isn't the best thing to do. You're going to be sitting on the toilet at Christmas dinner, sweating out your positions while everyone's having a good time, when you should be at the dinner table being the racist uncle that I know you can be. All right? Ethereum sold off way further than I thought it would, to be honest with you. So I already gave you guys the whole rundown. I was like, I would love to long this weekly order block, so I did. I said I wanted to do it. I did it. Now, it came much lower than I thought. I wish I'd stayed up that night as I described, because I would have added down into this wick for sure, because to me, like, shouldn't really go below 3K. But it can, right? Like, just because we have this weekly order block here, this cluster absolutely can get ripped, right? So there is still risk on ETH. Again, depending on Bitcoin dominance, that we get another move down, taking this out. I don't see us losing this range again. Like, it would be pretty gay to come all the way back down to here, but I don't see us losing this old range. Like, to me, on the high time frame, this is a legit breakout that we've had here, right? This is legit low. And now, just like on Bitcoin, when we were waiting for this to finally make a higher low, my thought process here is the exact same. Like, I believe ETH is in the process of making a higher low. The question is that higher low here or is it here? Okay. Just like with Bitcoin, it could have been at 50K, could have been at 40K, but it ended up being at 50, 55K, and that was it, off to the races. I'm still of the mindset, just like I was with Bitcoin those many months ago, that we're going here, right? We're going here on ETH. I am supremely confident that ETH makes a new all-time high. We've got these highs here. Those are not safe, in my opinion. So the question is, we had a huge rally. Where is the higher low? That's what we're hunting on ETH. Hopefully it's here. Okay? Let's look at Solana. All right, let's look at ETH BTC really quick, right? ETH BTC. Let me get my drawings back first. ETH BTC, we all want and pray and hope that the bottom was in. We had this really promising month, the first monthly candle in several months. But you can see here, big old green monthly candle. How'd that resolve? So I do think that, you know, I'm hoping that this is the bottom where it forms here. The question is this it? Or, you know, are we going to dig deeper into this, and then that's going to be not so great? And this look right here that we're seeing on ETH right now, ETH BTC, look at these last 2 weekly candles. Big old red ones, right? After, oh, look, promising bounce. Oh, shit, right back. This is the inverted chart of Bitcoin dominance. It's the exact same chart, basically, right? ETH still remains, as much as people love Sol, the best proxy for the altcoin market, in my opinion. So, right? Oh, it's alt season. Bitcoin dominance is toast. Oh, maybe not, right? ETH BTC, same thing. Alt season is here. Oh, maybe not. So we got to see. I hope that this bottom's here, but I'm not convinced that this low is necessarily safe. Again, a lot of uncertainty right now. Let's see what happens. Monday open, things like that, right? And Monday is what? Christmas Eve? No, it's 23rd. So you're going to be wanting to spend probably these few days with your family. And with this much uncertainty right now, even in new positions, you know, maybe take a break. You know, lay off the fucking buttons. Lay off the fucking buttons for a day or two. You know? Anyways, we'll see. Solana, really deep pullback, again, into the weekly order block. So this is a very logical area as to where this could bottom. We don't know for sure. There's still a chance that we come even lower. If you look here, this is an entire monthly order block. And I know that, oh, Mayne, your box is so big. The only time I've seen a box this big is on my sister. And I'm like, I know, bro, your sister's box is huge, right? But not quite as big as my box and not nearly as reliable as my box. So this entire area is where the higher low can form. And yes, it's a fucking $60 box on an asset that's $180. I understand. I'm not telling you to long this and put your stop here, but you could. You could. You literally could long right here, right? And you could have your stop below here, and you could target $300, $400, right? And there's 3R, or there's 2R, there's 4R. So I think that this, I think there's like a almost 0% chance that we take out 100. I think that would be insane. Could it happen? Sure. But that would be like a fucking 50+% pullback. We would probably have to see Bitcoin dominance rip and Bitcoin trade to like low 80Ks for that to happen. But it can. This candle pulled back 37.5%. This candle's back 23%. You add, so, you know, is it impossible that this can pull back another 30 or 40% from here? It can. But I do think that the higher low for Solana forms somewhere within this monthly order block, which means maybe we take out, you know, this, and then that's where the low is. I don't know. But I'm hoping that the weekly order block that we have here, and we're tagging already, I'm hoping this caps the downside as opposed to a move lower below here into the monthly order block. But you have to be prepared for either scenario. So if you're buying Solana here, spot, I don't think it's a bad idea. Like, I believe Solana trades to a minimum of 300, but I think much more likely 400 this cycle. I'm not with the $1,000 Solana moon boys. I'm not in that. I'm not in that crew. So I don't think it goes that high. And if you look at Sol BTC, that also kind of lines up with my thought process that I don't think Solana is going to 1,000, right? Like, this can come down here, right? Like, this looks bad. This can come down here and then bounce like this. And this is enough of an up move on Sol BTC for Solana to go to $400 or $500 without ever even making a higher high relative to here. Very similarly, this is ETH BTC. Like, this is where Solana looks like it is right now. Like, it looks like it's right here. And then guess what this is? This is ETH going to 4,800. Didn't even make a higher high relative to here. Made a new all-time high versus USD last bull market, and then fucking down only since. So that could be in the future for Sol BTC. I don't know, but that's one of the reasons why I don't believe Solana is going to $1,000. Like some people seem to think it is. I could be wrong, but this is a big enough move versus Bitcoin, like on Sol BTC, that'd be a big enough move to send Solana to all-time high versus USD while still being bearish versus BTC. All right, equities, we had a huge pullback into demand on the weekly, and then we had this kind of weird looking just full fucking bounce. So really what you want to see now on equities to start the week is this cap the downside, I think. So any sort of pullback into here is okay, but I don't want to see this low get taken out. If we roll over here and make a new low, everything's going to get fucking railed, I think. I'm long XRP Aptos. I actually took this trade when the Aptos CEO stepped down. I'm working on a YouTube video for this exact trade, which is basically going to be about how you can, there's always an uptrend somewhere. One of the problems with crypto, a lot of you learn how to trade in a bull market. So when the market's going sideways or down, you don't know what the fuck to do. So I'm going to show you that with a little bit of extra work, you can start doing these pair trades. This is what's called a pair trade, right? It's just like trading ETH BTC. It's just XRP Aptos. But you can do pair trades, and you can find an uptrend everywhere. That way you don't need to learn how to short, just find markets that are going up. There's always one. Even in a bear market, there's going to be pair trades that are going up, right? Like you could look at BTC ETH, right? I know it sounds weird, but this chart has been in a giga uptrend for fucking ever. You want a bull market to trade? Here it is. Bitcoin versus Ethereum, the unlimited forever bull, right? So we'll get into that. A lot of altcoins took pretty big shits. This came down, traded into this kind of daily fair value gap here, but it's holding. So this is a nice wipeout, but I think you got a lot of time. Like obviously you want to snipe the bottom on alts. I get it. But a lot of these alts that look like this, we now have such an obvious level for the reclaim. Like once any of these alts reclaim the floor, like it's game on again, start smashing the green button. It's really hard to buy these kind of moves because you just don't know when it's going to bottom. Like this is where I wanted to see it hold, and it did, right? It did hold. Look at the candle bodies, but like that's a 20% candle that it dipped below. So if you bought here, the chances of you eating shit on that and holding is pretty low. You know what I mean? So you just got to look at these and say, okay, we've got a clear price floor here. Like we now know, okay, back above these price floors, things start to look really good again on a lot of these altcoins, right? Pepe, same thing. Huge sell-off. Where's it going to end, right? Where's it going to end? You don't know. Broke structure below all the kind of meaningful structure. But now I think pretty clearly there's a level in here. I would say probably this zone right here, right? Deviated, reclaimed, up, deviated, reclaim, up. Like these are the much easier to get involved at that point in time. Okay, so we got a lot of uncertainty. We got a lot to think about here over the next little while. There's some altcoins that look really good that, like SUI, very clearly this is one of the strongest coins on the market. Look at how it's reacted every time we've dumped, erased it, made almost a new high already. So if you're looking to buy the dip, if you're looking for strong coins, go look at the last 2 days and see which altcoins are trading still relatively near the low. Look at ETH, right? Versus something like this, trading much higher off the low. This thing's already bounced, right? 30% almost. So that's the kind of shit you need to be monitoring if you're trying to find those periods of outperformance, right? You can look at SUI BTC. Like, no wonder. It's looking really strong. You can look at SUI USD divided by ETH USD. And what do you think the direction of this chart is? Right? SUI's kicking the shit out of ETH, okay? So lots of stuff to consider here, but I would probably say not a bad time to just kind of be flat and just enjoy yourself. I'm not touching spot. Even if we go down to the low 80s, to me, that's like buy more. Like I'm not touching spot. I don't think there's anything to worry about. I don't think the bull market is over. That's my opinion. I very much could be wrong. Maybe we're all getting bamboozled and it's fucking over and we're all going to be poor again anyways. But in terms of the leverage trading, I think not a bad week to just like let things suss out a little bit. Obviously, if you're a gambler, if you're a high risk taker, if you think you know what's going to happen, by all means, don't let me prevent you from trading. But this is just my opinion. Do with that information what you will, my friends. So that's all I got. I want to wish you guys a very Merry Christmas. If I don't do a video before Christmas, I hope you all have a very happy holidays. Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah, whatever non-denominational fucking seasonal greeting you would like. You can have it from your boy Mayne. I love you all very much. What a fantastic year 2024 was. How far we've come from the bear market lows, the FTX, Celsius, Luna, Three Arrows Capital debacle. We stuck with it. We're still here. Net worth, all-time highs, going higher. We're not done yet, and I'm not leaving. I got some really exciting stuff to share with you guys in the new year with regard to YouTube. I actually have joined a YouTube kind of mentorship from this guy who seems to have stuff pretty figured out. So I'm going to try and pour a lot more time and energy into the YouTube channel because I like it way more. This is such a better mode for communication from me to you guys versus Twitter. I also just think Twitter has just become worse and worse, full of more miserable people. The signal to noise ratio is just trash. Whereas here, I feel like if you watch my videos, it's because you value what I have to say. So I want to invest more in you guys than, elsewhere on Twitter and things like that. Thank you so much for all the support with Breakout. What a year it's been for Breakout as well. I appreciate you all for that. Got some new Breakout stuff coming in the new year as well. But I'm just excited, man. I'm looking forward to, making some more money with you all. It's going to be great. We're going to keep grinding. The thick neck ain't going anywhere just yet. We got one last rodeo before we maybe ride off into the sunset. I don't know. We'll see. But anyways, guys, love you. I hope you all have a great holiday week if I don't talk to you before then. But yeah, we'll touch base soon. See ya. Enjoy.